Hey guys, Michael here, aka Mishka, and I want to talk today in this like uneasy time on my experience and share with you my experience and how I uh, lived and conducted my business in these 8 years of my life in the United States, and I navigated through three very distinctive waves of anti-Russian uh, media splash and um, multiple waves of sanctions. Um, and I need you to understand that sanctions, as such, they're not targeting uh, Russian individuals in the United States or Russian companies in the United States. That would be very discriminatory in its nature towards the national origin of this individual or business entity. All sanctions are targeted towards individuals and businesses who are involved, connected, related, or are benefiting from this terrible situation unleashing out there. And neither I am nor any of my businesses nor FABERLIC is falling into this category. In this time, FABERLIC survived multiple waves of sanctions. So basically, American government goes after and tracks down all the connections starting from the head down, banks, companies, sometimes entire industries, like umbrella sanctioning the industries who are involved into the warfare or like similar, which consumer products are not. So it's very unlike, I'm not geopolitician, nor am I official representative of FABERLIC. But to me, it's very extremely unlikely that FABERLIC will get onto the sanctioned companies list or any of its representatives worldwide. Uh, with all that being said, the media hype tends to go up and down. So I arrived in Los Angeles 8 years ago, just before the first Ukrainian crisis um, happened. And then it was 2004. So I arrived in the very end of 2013. And then in 2014, there was this first Ukrainian crisis. And then there was sanctions and ruble halved against American dollar. And there was a big financial crisis in Russia. And there was a lot of media coverage. But once again, neither me nor my bank accounts, and by that time I was still transferring my business from Russia to United States, and I had like a lot of bank accounts. I have, like I was transitioning my business from Russia to United States, and at no point of this transitioning, in the midst of this first wave of sanctions, any of my like capital or any of my business suffered, were sanctioned. Yes, that they would look me under magnifying glass, who is me as the individual, my business, but no one ever discriminated me for just being Russian or just for conducting business in Russia. It all went by, and then the media kind of calmed down, and then there was a Trump election, right? And here again, we had this like Russian involvement into manipulating blah 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 blah. I'm not following news that much, but yeah, there was a splash, and me as the Russian immigrant in America, I felt the burden of this anti-Russian, kind of hype in the media once again, and there was another waves of sanctions. And by that time, I was heavily involved with FABERLIC, and I mean, again, like FABERLIC wasn't sanctioned, everything was good. Me as an individual, my multiple businesses in the United States. By that time, I already had all of my business transferred to United States of America. Nothing suffered. Once again, it became a little bit harder to transfer, to conduct business and between the countries, and yet um, it was okay. It was okay. Um, and now we have a third wave. Now we have a third wave of all this like escalation of and next waves of sanctions. And once again, I don't expect neither of my businesses nor expect FABERLIC. Yes, FABERLIC will have to once again, I'm not speaking on behalf of the company, but in my understanding, um, the whole supply chain of raw materials, ingredients that we source internationally, that FABERLIC sources internationally around the globe, um, will somehow rearrange, and there are going to be like changes in FABERLIC Global and in FABERLIC USA as well. So like times change, so situation change, and so will change the business operation of FABERLIC. But other than that, I mean, we've been there before. I've been living through that for like 8 years. FABERLIC was going through. FABERLIC conducts business in 46 countries, and like many of these countries are a part of this uh, international collaboration to sanction companies. It's not even like, well, media uses like term Russian, but it's not necessarily politically correct, because you really have to speak in terms of companies and individuals involved or related or benefiting from what is understood as a crime scene by uh, Western countries, by United States American allies. So, me personally, I've been through that before many times, and yeah, first time I was really scared, and yeah, there is always like as media picks up on this anti-Russian sentiment. People don't want to conduct business with Russians. People don't want to buy Russian products to support, like some bad deeds. Um, None of that. Yeah, it's like, yeah, you got to be ready for this backlash. It happens, like, and you cannot really, like, if you don't want to buy a Russian product, if you don't want to like do business with Russians, by all means, don't do that. It's your free will. Everyone is acting upon their free will. However, it needs to be understood that buying Russian product is not supporting, the war conflict in Ukraine or any other things. Like, known as, it's a business that operates globally in 46 countries, that sources materials, I don't even know how many countries from, that manufactures. Yes, our main manufacturing facility and logistics center and headquarters are still Moscow, Russia, but we are 46 countries, and most of the product that will say you made in Russia has an ingredient, a main ingredient, or even the product itself being source of manufacturing around the world. As I was like telling to my team the other day, the lipstick is ordered from Italy. It comes from Italian manufacturing facilities in huge cubes, and it's cut and put in these like tubes in Moscow. That's the only thing literally that makes it. And of course, I think the plastic for the tubes also doesn't come from Russia. And it's all like, it's global product, it's international product. Most of the product with ingredients like sourced around the world, the palettes, the makeup palettes, they're made in Italy, like, and we're proud they're made in the same. We don't make it official, and I'm not speaking as FABERLIC official right now, but we know that they're manufactured at the same facilities as Christian Dior orders their palettes from. And Aronio was developed by what, UK, Great Britain, or French design lab for essential oils, and like it's all of the FABERLIC lines, especially Oceanum, it's a French lab sourcing raw ingredients from like all around the world. Essential oils come from all around the world. The what else? Isul, Korean. Like, I mean, we are global. We are global, and yes, those of us who are not fine working with Russians or buying Russian product or doing business with Russian company, I take no personal offense in it. It's totally fine. It's like, I mean, it's a goodwill of of people. So I will never allow anyone to like discriminate me based on my national origin. But if you have your personal concerns, by all means, like, stay away. There is a lot of people out there who are willing to conduct business with me, being Russian immigrant in LA, and my businesses here. They operate as usual. And yeah, and also keep in mind that the whole thing is gonna go down, like regardless of the resolution. It's just how media attention works. Unfortunately, they put some um, things in the focus and then they stay on it till it's like hyped and then they just move on. No one is talking COVID nowadays, and um, I don't want to get involved too much in the Ukrainian crisis, but I really would love media all around the world to keep the focus on what happened in Ukraine and eastern part of it for entire 8 years. We might not have this conflict right now, I think. And once again, like I don't want to like fall into the trap of like taking sides or making any judgments, evaluations. I'm not qualified and I have no interest in doing so, but I wish that media could stay focused for years or maybe decades on some certain areas of the world or some certain problems or questions, predicaments of the modern world, so that we really can keep focused on that till we resolve it. Unfortunately, media just jumps on the hyped topics, and um, whichever is the future of the whole situation, the focus of media attention is going to be released from that, and they're going to move on into something new, and yeah, and so the people will feel at ease and will like more or less forget about the whole thing till the next thing will revolve. And as long as Russian American relationships stay like polarized and tense, we're gonna see that here now and then. It's the downside of making business with Russian company in the United States. So I'm not gonna lie to you. If you want to continue to make business with FABERLIC, or if you want to start a business with FABERLIC, yes, it's a Russian company. It's gonna stay. Yeah, it's a global company, but it's originated from Russia, and the headquarters and main manufacturing facility is still in Russia. And I can picture FABERLIC moving its headquarters in some time to some other country, like as the part of becoming global. But I don't think the manufacturing facility is going to be moved, and it also gives us a very big uh, price competitive advantage in terms of ruble suffers through the situation, and it already lost its third of its value towards against American dollar, and I think it's gonna end up like halving against the United States dollar, which will make products manufactured in Russia and packaged in Russia way more price-wise attractive. Think about that, how attractive we are right now and how competitive price-wise we are right now. It's gonna get even better. I don't want to speculate. I don't want to like pretend that we're benefiting, from whole situation. It's just the economic global reality. So yeah, guys, I hope this helps. I hope this is enough for now. Just let me know, like, shoot me any question. I feel like, well, it's a sad occasion, but in a sense, uh, I'm glad that my skill set and my personal, like the story of my life, um, and the story of my immigration to United States, and my whole persona and my expertise is applicable here, and I'll be glad to answer any of your questions. I'll be glad to elaborate as much as needed on the subject, on the topic. And once again, like if you really want to get deep down to like sanction questions, we can get, I think the FABERLIC can get like some attorneys involved into explanation, because I'm quite knowledgeable, because I was doing my business, conducting my business in this environment in the United States for past 8 years, almost a decade. So I kind of know a thing or two about like what sanctions are, how they exactly work, who are they targeted towards, who are at risk, who is not at risk of being sanctioned. But yeah, if you want to get like deeper knowledge, I think we can request the office to get our attorneys involved and to elaborate on that. Any other questions, or the way you approach customers or consultants or just friends and families and I don't know, people on the street in regards of you being related, connected to global company originating from Russia, let me know, and I'm here to help you, support you, and yeah, together we will be, like, FABERLIC is above and beyond. We're global. We're 46 countries. It's such an international family. Needless to say that me personally, I have my teammates, my FABERLIC teammates in Ukraine right now, who I support emotionally, psychologically, and otherwise, like, to navigate through this hardship. And speaking of that, me working hard due to compensation plan makes their check that they'll receive and that they're receiving while they're navigating through the situation that is unleashing in their country. So yeah, I hope it helps. Let me know if you have any questions.